We're at home stretch. And first of all, every day when I look out into the audience, I see several of you who well, a lot of you who I recognize now after all these years, but someone who I was actually surprised to see every night and is here now. And I'm so happy to introduce you to the Dean of the College of Media, who sponsors the film festival, Dean Jan Slater. And I know how much she likes movies, and I can't wait to talk to her to find out which ones were her favorites during the festival. Something else that happened this year that's going to go on for a whole year. After we finish Ebertfest, the theater is closing for 1 full year to undergo extensive renovation, new seats, everything. And it's being done under the auspices of the Champaign Park District. And so the Virginia Theater will not be used again until the 15th anniversary of Ebertfest next year. So I hope you all come back for it. And two announcements that I want to make about, number one, we talked about the Art Theater, and some of you have visited it right around the corner. They almost had to shut down, in this economic environment, but they came up with a very clever plan. They're going co-op, and so they're giving people an opportunity to sort of make a donation to be part of the co-op, and that will help it stay open. So just wanted to mention that about the Art Theater. And today at 4 o'clock, the Champaign County Anti-Stigma Alliance, which advocates and educates people against the stigma, making mental illness a stigma. Excuse me for saying it, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, they are showing Antoine Fisher at 4 o'clock here in the theater, right? Right, okay. Now, yesterday I sort of stepped into it I thought we found the one person who had been here for 14 festivals, and we said 14 plus because she had also been here for Cyberfest. And I discovered there were a lot of you, so we kept trying to think of what could we do? How do we get out of this? We have to have a present for everybody. And so Roger, well, okay, just tell me this. What is one of his favorite things? We have swag bags from Steak and Shake for you. So we have 11. So the first 11 people who raised their hands yesterday, will you please come down to the stage and get your swag bag from Steak and Shake? And this won't take very long. Marsha, I didn't know that you were one. Wow. Marsha, in addition to attending Ebertfest, has been one of our most consistent sponsors. So thank you, Marsha. Marsha, what's the name of your company? You have a Oyster Bay Wine Company. Winery is Marsha's. So Oyster Bay, okay. Now I sound like a radio announcer. Drink Oyster Bay wine. Oh. doubt it, but I'll ask, of anyone who's attended 14 film festivals and have seen every single film? Oh, no. Who is it? Okay. Okay, will you see us after, in the back, after? We had the one present that we thought we were going to give to somebody. We'll give that to you after the theater. And now, before we go on, you know how I get all smarmy and warm about love and all of that stuff, because I love that. I love love. And I like the fact that at this festival, everybody is so warm and open and giving and loving and generous to each other. I like that. And one of the things that I say, and every year, you know, we were talking about the couple who met and he proposed 8 years ago. And then we also have the couple who met in Roger's film class and got married, and they're celebrating their 21st anniversary here at Ebertfest. That's Eileen and Chuck, you know I know you so well. I was at your wedding. Eileen and Chuck Kunith, will you please stand? And before we move on to the movie, this is what I wish for each of you out there. For those of you who haven't found love yet, or you had it and lost it, my wish for you this next year is that you find it again. And as you find love and as you give love, take the one you love to see a movie. All right. And now I'm going to ask for my love to come out on stage.
Several years ago, when I could still speak and all of my troubles were in the future, I recorded a commentary track for the Warner Brothers DVD edition of Citizen Kane. It occurred to me that playing that commentary track might be a way to sneak my speaking voice back into Ebertfest. In the early years of the festival, one of my great joys was to participate in the onstage discussions after each film. These days I love the sessions led by our guest moderators. But indulge me and allow my voice to be heard one more time in the Virginia. Using the scene-by-scene technique, I've often gone through Kane and other films with an audience. The ground rules are simple. We show the film. When anyone in the room sees something they want to discuss, they call out, "Stop!" and we freeze the frame and discuss it, sometimes nudging the film forward or back one frame at a time. In the early days, we did this on 16 millimeters, then laser discs, then DVDs. Now we have the new Blu-ray 70th anniversary edition. I make no claims to be a distinguished expert on Kane, but when you look at a film with thousands of eyes joining you, it's likely that sooner or later you'll have discussed just about everything discussable. This film is often voted as the greatest film of all time. I think so, too. On the commentary track, I try to explain some of the reasons for my admiration.
And we're going to have Professor David Bordwell say just a few words about the film, and afterwards, we're fortunate to have Jeff Lerner here, who actually came to our house to record the commentary track with Roger many years ago, and he'll join Professor Bordwell on stage to talk about Citizen Kane with you afterwards. Professor Bordwell?
This will be very quick. There's no film that needs less introduction than Citizen Kane, and unless it's Roger Ebert on Citizen Kane. So I would just say this, when we study films, we often talk about the difference between great films and influential films. A lot of us think that Singin' in the Rain is a great film, but at the time it wasn't an influential film in most respects, and probably only recently has it become an influential film with films like The Artist. Citizen Kane was influential from the start. It changed the way a lot of the ways that people in Hollywood made films, the ways they thought about film, the possibilities that they saw in films. But of course, it's also been vastly influential ever since. It has had a long-term impact that very few films across the history of cinema have ever had. Many directors claim that they started getting interested in becoming film directors after one viewing of Citizen Kane. Francois Truffaut simply said, "This is always the film. It will always be the film of films." But at the same time, of course, apart from being very influential, Citizen Kane is a great film. And for me and for many people of my generation and since, it's been an example of what can be achieved by a young person in cinema. Orson Welles was only 25 when he made it. In the Hollywood cinema, at a moment when Hollywood was being condemned by intellectuals of all stripes as worthless and useless. And it's made by someone who is committed to cinema as an art, which is something that brings us all together here. So please, I know you enjoy the film, I know you enjoy Roger's commentary, and please stay around and join us. We'll have a few minutes afterwards to discuss both the film and the commentary. Thanks very much.